Today is Thursday, February 21st, A-Day. Please stand for the pledge in the Dundalk Middle School Code of Conduct.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I am safe, I am respectful, and I am responsible at Dundalk Middle School and in my community.
Please be seated. Now let's find out what happened on this date in history.
Here's a look at this day in history. February 21st.
In 1804, inventor Richard Trevithick set the world's first locomotive running in Wales. On this day in 1970, the Jackson 5 made their TV debut on American Bandstand. In 1995, Chicago stockbroker Steve Fawcett was the first person to fly solo across the Pacific in a balloon. Fawcett later disappeared while piloting a light aircraft in 2007. And on this day in 1965, Malcolm X was killed by the very group he promoted. The civil rights leader had parted from the Nation of Islam after a rift with its leader, Elijah Muhammad, but this move proved fatal. 3 members rushed Malcolm X during a speech and silenced him forever. And that's this day in history.
Today's math problem is 72 divided by 9 minus 7 plus 1. Be sure to let your math teacher know if you can solve it. And now here's Emily with our word of the day.
Today's word of the day is feud. A senseless feud caused the division between the two clans. And again, today's word of the day is feud.
Yearbook sales have begun. Yearbooks this year are going to cost $28. You can turn your order forms into your homeroom teachers. All orders must be made by March 1st. Checks must be made out to Dundalk Middle School. If you need another order form, please see Ms. Weber. Now let's get a check on the weather for Madison.
Good morning. It's Madison here with your WDMS weather for February 21st. Today, sunny and chilly with gusts of wind. Highs in the upper 30s. Tonight, mostly clear in the evening, becoming very cloudy tonight. Lows in the mid-30s. That was your WDMS weather, and I hear the temperatures for the next 7 days.
Thanks, Madison.
The library is being used for testing this morning. Students, please plan to travel through a different hallway this morning. Now for some words of wisdom.
Good morning, Dundalk Middle School. This is Endasam Muhammad with a few words of wisdom. There are many names we should be familiar with, names of individuals who have devoted their entire lives to serving others, to making the world a better place for you and me. Albert Schweitzer is one of those names. Dr. Schweitzer was a brilliant German philosopher, physician, musician, minister, and missionary. Not only did Albert Schweitzer master all of these fields, but he had all his many talents in service to others. Albert Schweitzer was a brilliant, educated, talented, and caring human being. Here's what he says to us today. One thing I know, the only ones among you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. We can serve others every day in many ways, big and small. Today, look for an opportunity to do something for someone else. Then notice if it makes you happy. With something to think about, this is Intisar Muhammad. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.
And here's Mr. Barish.
Morning, Dundalk Middle School. Feels like I haven't been here forever. It's been a couple days, but it's great to be back at home at Dundalk Middle School and not a meeting or outside of the building. I have many announcements for you today, beginning with our 8th graders. We have over 62 8th graders who are going to be involved in what's called NAEP testing this morning from mods 1 through 3. Again, our library, as you heard, will be used, and also the majority of students will be testing in our cafeteria. So couple reminders about that. One, we want to make sure, we want to first and foremost wish all of our 8th graders who are going to be taking the NAEP assessment today, we want to wish them the best of luck and just try your best and you will be successful. We also want to remind students, because we are testing again in the cafeteria and the library, that we need to make sure when we are in the hallway we are being SR squared. Again, respectful, responsible, and we are safe. We need to make sure we're being extra quiet and walking in the hallways in an orderly fashion, more so than ever, because again our students will be involved in testing and we want to make sure they are in the best, most conducive testing atmosphere. So again, I ask all students to be committed, and I ask all teachers to be to make a conscious effort on hall duty to make sure we are addressing excellent behavior, maintaining excellent behavior and standards in our hallways. So best of luck to our 8th graders involved in NAEP testing. I know that list has been sent out to teachers, and teachers, please make sure students are provided makeup work after their assessment so they do not fall further behind. I want to remind students that we are continuing our attendance incentive for the month of February. Again, students who have hit the 98% or higher attendance rate for the month of February. So if you've only missed one day and you don't miss any more, you should be good to go for the month, and that's going to be through next week. You will also be getting an incentive the following week. Again, we still are working out all of the details, but what all students need to know, if you have demonstrated a 98% or better attendance rate, you will be eligible to receive a treat in the cafeteria for demonstrating what it takes to be an excellent student. It starts with attendance, and if you're demonstrating a 98% or higher, you have what it takes. So again, we will recognize the excellence, and for students who are not demonstrating that high expectation, please understand it is extremely important. It is hard to hold on to any job in life if you don't go to it on a regular basis, and that life skill starts in middle school with coming to school every day to get your education. This is an announcement today, and we are going to be having special guests visiting our building for Mods 9 and 10. NASA Goddard will be coming here and having representatives, again, from NASA Goddard will be coming in some of our science classrooms with Mr. Blizzard and Miss Mullen this afternoon, Mods 9 and 10. A group of students will be working with NASA Goddard, and they're going to be going over the focus is going to be National Engineering Week, and February being African American History Month are going to be the focus areas. Again, we welcome our representatives from NASA Goddard and know that our students are going to work hard with them, and they're going to be impressed with the level of instruction as well as the excellent behavior in those classes. So again, we welcome NASA Goddard this afternoon to Dundalk Middle School. Another announcement for all students, and I know you've been hearing this, but we are getting close to our MSA, which is in less than 2 weeks or 7 school days. We will be starting our MSA. I want every student to understand not only how important that is, because it is a high-stake assessment, but I also want to let all students know that you should go into this assessment with the utmost confidence that you will be successful and you will be scoring either proficient or advanced in math and reading. I know our students have worked very hard throughout the course of this year, and our teachers have spent countless hours making sure all students are prepared. So please make sure during the last week and a half until MSA, all students, you need to make sure you are focused and getting ready to be prepared for the assessment. MSA does matter because it helps to predict which classes you are, or actually helps to show which classes you will be eligible to take at the next level. So again, we look at MSA very carefully. It also scores how we're doing as a school. And as we did last year, we did excellent. We did a great job, and the expectation is we're going to try to do even better this year. And based on the learning and the teaching, I'm confident that every student should share that same high level of confidence that you will be successful and you will do extremely well on this upcoming assessment. Last announcement, or 2 more to go, I should say. This is regarding hallway behavior, and I mentioned this earlier. It's been reported that over the course of the last few days, we've had more students getting up, walking out of class without permission. I need to remind all students of the expectation that is not acceptable at Dundalk Middle School or any school in Baltimore County. I want to remind students that if you are not permitted to leave a classroom unless you have a pass from a teacher signed in your agenda book or a pass given to you for you to leave. That means whether you are going to the bathroom or whether you are getting sent to a buddy teacher, you are not permitted to leave your classroom without a pass, or there will be consequences issued. Again, we need to make sure every child is safe in this building. If you are a buddy teacher and you are receiving a student, if that student comes into your room and they do not have a pass, they are not permitted, again, I repeat, they're not permitted back into your classroom. That goes for the office, too. Students are not to be permitted to just come down to the office, again, without a pass. They will be redirected back to their classroom until we have a pass. We need to make sure all students are safe. We need to make sure we are a secure school, and I'm going to emphasize the importance that students need to be using the agenda planner books that we have provided you or a pass to go from one place in the building to another. Again, students, if you do not have a pass and you come to the office, you will be redirected back to your original classroom. And buddy teachers, if you are sent to a buddy teacher, I ask all buddy teachers not to receive and accept a student unless they have a pass. We need to eliminate students getting up and walking out of the classroom without permission. Again, if that happens, students, you will be held accountable. So if you're going to do that, please expect an after-school detention for the 2 minutes you decide you want to walk out of your classroom without permission. You'll make up that time for an hour after school. Again, we need to make sure every child in this building is safe and secure, and students, we're going to need that commitment from all of you as well as a commitment from our teachers that we are holding students to high standards and accountable for their behavior. Again, we need to make sure everyone understands to travel around in our building, you must have a pass from a teacher or an administrator or a counselor. If you walk into the guidance, the office, or buddy teacher and you don't have a pass, you will be redirected back to your classroom. Last thing I would like to do is leave my last announcement on a positive note. I'm going to read to you a letter I received from Senator James Brocken from last week. Dear Principal Barish, I wanted to congratulate you and Dundalk Middle School for being recognized for an outstanding positive behavioral intervention and support program. PBIS happens to be both one of the most important programs in our education system, as well as one of the most difficult to implement and effectively manage. I commend you and your success in this area. You have made your students, colleagues, and community very proud. Congratulations. So again, congratulations to all of our staff who work hard to implement our HOOT system and our PBIS program, and thanks to all of our students who understand how important it is to be SR squared and to fully adopt and accept our PBS program. So we are being recognized from the Senator, and again, I want all students and staff to know about the great news being shared about our wonderful PBS program. Thank you, and now back to Emily and Intistar. Let's have a wonderful, safe day and make excellent decisions at DMS. Thank you.
This is Intisar.
And Emily reminding you to
Stay classy, Dundalk Middle School.